Thunderbringer definitely right here, and he hugely benefits from that. Lachilus, he really does. And we see, oof, Tundra now going on in onto him, and there we have the 4-second arrow. That is what I'm talking about in terms of like early game potential from Valkyrie. If she can land those arrows, she can help her team out so much. So now Thunderbringer is gonna, not Thunderbringer, but Tundra is gonna have some time farming here in mid that will help him catch up to Thunderbringer, and yeah, I really like that. I really like when a Valkyrie moves out of her lane, she stacks creeps and she moves around and actually is able to arrows and help her team out instead of in the hopeless tri lane. Even though we gotta say that Wretched Hag hasn't been doing very badly.
Oh, well, she's died in her lane. Down south, Glacius ported in to help out Valkyrie and basically paid for it with Dark Lady grabbing that kill. So Dark Lady's lane, the tri-lane for Druidz has done a very good job pushing their lane. They're down 2 towers, and it's only 8 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. And it looks like everyone's going mid to help out here because this tower might be going down in retaliation. We got the little Toxin Ward Brigade set up here by that Slither, which is really more and more what we're seeing as the norm. Slither going, yeah, 2 Toxin Ward, 1 and 1. He's only level 4, just to remember. But yeah, they're going with this big push strategy from Slither. It's also great for defense, also great for farming, because he can just go off in jungle and leave a lane alone to grab some EXP by themselves. So
And
overall,
it's a
great way to
very,
play him.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah, great way to play him.
And it's a very good map skill. It is just a great map control skill. You can give yourself so much vision with those wards that Northern is like completely it's just not good. I really like the wards because they're one of those skills that do give you so much more than actually just damage or just slow. They give you map control, and we've seen that so often that a team, if they lack map control, they kind of lose the game. But if you can get ahead in map control, put out those words, give yourself good vision of the map, you're in control of the game, and you actually often end up winning it.
Poor Courier, killed by the
No.
Hellborn. So I don't know why it was way up there, but Henry D lost his homecoming stone apparently. So QQ. QQ. Anyways,
Okay,
so
let
up
me check.
top, a little bit of damage going out here on the Hag, and Sword Throw is really a great way to kind of counter that Hag. As I said, it has to be the right hero at the right time. A little too far there, Malikan, but that ward vision right there going to be doing them very well. So there you go, another map control
What
aspect,
was
as you were talking about. Throw the ward in there, find that Hag. Malikan even throwing out his ult to get the ranged aspect, ticking him off. So there you go. That's a great way to play Slither. And Henry D in Thunderbringer eating a 4-second arrow after the Tundra stun. So there you go. Great synergy between those two and great timing as well.
yeah? Oh, I love Valkyrie. I do love Valkyrie. No, I love it when you get actually something. It's just really sad to see Valkyrie sitting in a lane and farm because I don't think that's the way she's really meant to be played. I think she really needs to move around the map and make the most out of her arrow. The arrow is such a great skill if you can use it to great effect, and we have seen that 2 times now. Thunderbringer was actually doing very well in the mid and beating Thunder by a fair amount. He still is, but far behind in terms of XP. He's actually quite close to him, if not in gold, but at least in XP.
So I'm just going to actually pause the game here after this fight. Glacius going down to this Hag, so picking up a revenge kill in there. I don't quite think they're going to get Malikan, especially with that sword throw. But sword throw is a very akin to a blink, just on a much longer cooldown. But with that out of the way, actually, we're going to pause the game for a sec here. Sorry for that, folks, but to ensure some really good audio quality, had to just restart vent. So down goes that mid tower. We are back, and it is now sitting 4-3 for the score for Milf. So they do have a slight advantage here, but at the same time, it's not actually a real advantage because look at the experience in the gold lead. It's not actually in their control. Most of that can be attributed to being 2 towers down as opposed to 1 for Druidz.
Yes. And we see both carries as well, Dark Lady and Malakin getting very, very good farm. The one sitting at 400 gold per minute and the other one at 370. So we basically see we'll have two super farm carries, and as we've been talking, we're 12 minutes in, and Dark Lady has picked up a Ghost Marches, and she's working towards that Rune Dash that we've been talking about, and she's pretty close to it actually.
Well, she has her sustainer. She went Ring of the Teacher first. I guess that's going to come in back a little bit later. But everyone seems to want a piece of Malikan. But Andromeda's going to be having a piece of the Void as she goes back to where she came from. Looks like Haig and everyone is just on the run here. Valkyrie could be in some trouble. She's already used her leap. Oh, nope, sorry, she's on the other team. My bad. Anyways, that will be a retreat for Druidz as I guess they went down 5-on-4, lost Andromeda, but at the same time, Dark Lady is still free farming, and she can be very confident to know that no one's going to come gank her anytime soon, as this top tower is going down.
Yes.
2
And
Slither
again,
wards
we
up.
saw a very good arrow coming out from Valkyrie, waiting for the right moment and hitting that arrow, ensuring that kill. Well, they would have gotten the kill most likely, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking about. Oh, did you see the Tundra down bottom?
Well, I'm watching Andromeda die up top.
Yeah, well,
And then Iglesias going down as well. So it looks like Andromeda got a little out of position there. We did a sword throw down, and basically Andromeda was right there, and Malikan just ported right behind her, and that kind of just confused everyone. Just enough time to grab a kill, but Iglesias is, the man of ice, and does he even have boots? Iglesias does have boots, but it's not going to avail you against a blinking Hag. So what happened down there, Tundra?
yeah, it's hard to explain, but he did some really great skill with that farming, using the shards to actually clear 2 creep cams. It's really hard to describe, but it was great to
Oh, he threw
look.
the axes
That was,
through here to grab them, clearing the trees, and picked up both camps at the same time, right?
yeah,
Yep, it's
yeah.
a common thing
I
back
always
from the
love to
Dota
see
days.
something like that. Yeah, well, we haven't seen a lot of that being done.
Well,
I know that Beastmaster used to. Is it
mm-hmm.
Beastmaster?
Yep,
Yeah, Beastmaster
Beastmaster.
used to jungle quite a bit, and I've seen some videos of him doing some crazy stuff. Jungling Tundra jungle in the competitive scene yet, even though that he's very well capable of that.
Well, he also, his third skill, Cold Shoulder, is actually not a Dota port at all. It was replaced his attack speed one. So attack speed made a good difference, but it really just came down to stacking the creeps, using your axes, and getting a quick bottle for the rune control plus the extra mana that really kept you in the jungling scene. And yeah, you're right. We don't really see that too much here in Heroes of Newerth, but it's definitely a trick from the Dota days. Just to stipulate upon that, though, we haven't really seen much of Milf. So this Tundra player, Lalarn, I mean, he could be a big Rexar fan from Dota.
Yeah, most likely, most likely.
I don't know. We'll have to check out some of the other games to confirm that theory, or we could just
Yes.
ask him. But who does that anymore?
Yes. Talking about items now, we have a mighty blade and a warhammer finished on Magican, so he's gonna work towards a shrunken head, and he's pretty close, sitting close to that one as well. Tundra, this goes ghost marches and bottle. Glacius is being Glacius, picking up striders. Valkyrie has got her Symbiotes and an iron shield, and Slither is sitting in that pure support role with the Ring of the Teacher.
Is that a
Yeah,
that's a bolstering armband? So he might be going Steam Boots.
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So Slither being a really squishy hero, he can definitely make good use of that 109 health that Steam Boots give you.
Well, I don't know. More the norm these days, ever since Striders were introduced, is that the
Yeah,
support heroes would
Striders,
go for the Striders. But this is played this patch, so it looks like he might be going for those Steam Boots instead. Great health, at benefit, as you said, the extra 6 strength. But at the same time, he sacrifices a
10.
lot of...
It's 10.
Hmm?
It's 10
Is it?
strength.
No, no, sorry, I meant from the bolstering armband. It's 6 right now.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that anyway.
yeah, but yeah, the Striders kind of afford you a lot more map control, especially when you just run around warding stuff all day. So, anyway, we'll see what happens.
Mm, yeah.
We will see.
But you go Glacius, and Glacius is gonna do a ton of warding, really. Normally, Glacius is like the #1 ward bitch.
So, for Dark Lady, she has gone for, so far, a 4-1-4 build, as she has 4 into those charging strikes, 1 Taint Soul, 4 Dark Blades. Now, as
Yes.
for maximum farming potential, oh, she has her Rune Axe. That's pretty awesome.
So that's about maximum farming potential, Jester.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the one level in Tainted Soul is really about grabbing some. Normally you pick that up to because it's so cheap and it gives you some extra mana. It actually can net you some very good creep kills, and creep kills are always nice that you normally wouldn't get. Um, the slowing aspect of it is relatively minor, but it can give you, just every little helps. But normally it's just gotten for the creep kills.
Okay, so 1 into Taint Soul for those last hits early into the game, and really for the maximum farming potential, you want to go for the 4/4.
Yes, exactly.
All right, there you go. So we do see a Dark
But
Lady, eating up some of these stacked and non-stacked creeps. We did see earlier the Hellborn team taking out that, I think it looked quadruple stacked Ancients, but it was probably only triple stacked. But it just looked quadruple, and there was a lot of experience to be had there, which comes back to the conversation way back in the beginning of the game about Valkyrie. What can she do against a tri-lane? Well, you can go stack Ancients for later benefit. So they've now reaped that benefit, and really
yeah,
I mean, it's a great boost to their both gold experience, and now they can go back and triple stack it again for some more fun times.
yeah, and with her rune Dax, she can absolutely annihilate those creep stacks, every single one of them, even ancient stacks, even though we haven't gotten any ancient stacks yet. But she's really, really strong with that charging strike and the dog plates. She can just go clean them up so quickly. It is pretty ridiculous.
Redonkulous, like a donkey.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So we have a chalice sitting here on this wretched hag with steam boots, bottle, and the power supply. Almost make me think I was looking at Mr. Thunderbringer here, because it's the
Hmm.
exact same items. Okay, almost the
Yeah,
same items. Yeah.
she's a heavy nuker as well,
Hmm.
and she's really dependent on her skills and having enough mana for those skills. Even though she's not as much of a spamming uh, master
Thunderbringer.
as Thunderbringer is, but she's definitely a hero that can put to the bloodshed, like basically any hero can at this stage of the game. Like in this at the moment, the bloodshed is just so strong that you can basically buy it on every single hero and it will make sense.
I think the quote was from S2 Sean saying that Blood Chalice is in a good spot. They don't plan to touch it either buff-wise or nerf-wise. So it looks like it's going to be here for the long haul, at least at this rate.
Yeah, I do like it a lot because bloodshed actually brought back a lot of those heroes that strength heroes that really rely on mana and they don't get it early on, like Pebbles or Behemoth or Magmus,
Balfagor.
and they really can, yeah, Balfagor, who can really, really put very good use to that.
All right, so a good team fight going on. 5-second arrow landing on that Voodoo Jester. Andromeda would have been in the path, but she swapped out for the Voodoo, landed on him instead, and really Malakin's sword throw to a Terrify with a Slither and Valkyrie help really cleaned up right there. They did lose Tundra to it, and so I mean it's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange in this raid, and I do think Dark Lady is now mid. I don't think she was in the beginning part of that fight, and really they have to start being very cautious of her because she has, as you said, her runed axe. She has a warhammer, and well, really, what can you make with a warhammer? You can make the thundering claw, or
Shrunken
of
Head.
course the shrunken head. Now, a shrunken head on a dark lady, especially early mid game as we're now transitioning. Um, yay, nay, yeah.
Yay. Definitely, yes. Giving it the extra ability is definitely worth it. And yeah, it's especially powerful because all of her carrying potential basically comes from buffs. Somebody plans on picking up an Allfire Blade that can really screw over a Dark Lady, but as soon as you get a Shrunken Head, you A get a lot of survivability, and B you have a Ruined Axe, and your damage is really decent at this stage of the game with Dark Blaze. Looking at the damage is 202, 202, 204 at 13 levels. That's impressive. And she gets lots of attack speed from a charging strike, so she doesn't really need the damage. But if you're dead, all the damage doesn't help.
Yeah, if you're dead, you're doing 0 DPS. A good lesson back from my World of Warcraft days. Just give me one sec here, Luke. All right, it's all good. So Dark Lady actually went and double stacked all 3 creep